Bob Cole. My son is Presley, and he has high functioning autism. Um, I've I always wanted to have kids. From the time I was a child, I can remember just kind of just thinking about being a dad and how cool that'll be, and loved kids, still love kids, um, and wanted a son. I just couldn't wait to have a son. Kind of growing up, and then we got married, and just couldn't get started fast enough. And God blessed us with a son right off the bat, and so I was super excited to be a dad and to to just think about how awesome it'll be to coach him and get in sports and to just to be a dad and have a boy. It was just awesome to think about it. And growing Presley as a baby, as a child, was aggressive and all boy and loved sports, and that was a thrill to me. I grew up playing sports, and we didn't hunt, we didn't fish, we played sports. That was what I did, and so I was excited about that, and he seemed to really love it and was super focused on being competitive, and just ate it up, and so which made me more excited, and I thought that he was just all boy. I mean, I thought that it was natural that he choked people when they got out of line, or when they cheated, or when they didn't, run all the way through the line in a race. And it was, and then it kind of started. I started noticing as we got closer, as I started coaching him more closely, and he got a little older, and it was more than just 3 and 4 year olds where they just kind of rambunctious and nobody really has any social interaction. But when you got to the point where kids started really relating to each other and having conversation, and I noticed that he had some social awkwardness. He wasn't as engaged with people, and he would pop in to a conversation sometimes right in mid thought. And as a dad, you kind of downplay that stuff. You don't want that to. You want your child to be normal, so I kind of overlooked it, and as we started getting more signs, and we started having teachers say, "Gosh, this child is really challenging." It's not that he's mean. He's not a bully. He's not a mean kid. He doesn't want to do the things he's doing, which is even more kind of confusing. And as I started coaching him in football, and I was around him a lot, and I saw him with other kids in different situations, and he was different, no question. And it kind of started progressing, and we started seeking answers. What's the cause of this? And we've now gone from denying it to, okay, there's something there. Let's figure out what it is. And we went through several psychologists and several rounds of testing and misdiagnosis. It was ADD. Great, we can handle ADD. That's no big deal. Everybody's ADD. I'm ADD. That's normal. That's not a big deal. But after we kind of treated that and realized that's not what it is, and we continued to kind of seek and not settle for, because we knew something was different, and he started getting older, and the social awkwardness was more apparent, and he would walk up to a situation, and all the kids with all the kids before practice, they're all playing and interacting, and then I look over, and there he's kind of sitting off to the side, almost like he wants to be in the middle of that, but he doesn't really know how to. And so we continued to pursue answers, and this autism word kept popping up. That was a little scary to me, because that all I knew about autism was Rain Man, the movie. That was my experience with autism. That's not him. He's not that. That can't be. But we kept hearing it, and so finally we got with the psychologist we did the test, and I remember like it was yesterday. We sat down and she had the results and spent hours with him, and she said he has Asperger's. There's no question. That's what it is, which is a high functioning autism. You know, and I just remember thinking, what's that gonna be? What's that gonna look like for him? Um, you know, what's he gonna be in 20 years? Is he gonna be able to function in society? Will he get married? Will he ever have a relationship? And so it's amazing how your perspective changes, you know, instantly. Because you go um, from worrying how many touchdowns he's going to score. He's going to be the captain of the football team. Is he going to be popular? Is he going to get a college scholarship to be a great athlete? You go from that to, is he going to have a friend? And that's hard. And so it really changed our perspective, which is probably a good thing looking back, because it's, you know, I'm still hard on him, and I still, because now my outlook for him is, I'm super protective of him, which I know doesn't help him probably, but my goal now is to help him be the best that he can be, and not accept the labels, and not for sure not give up on him, because I think he's got so much to offer. So again, our perspective is and it was really hard for me, but our perspective has changed a lot. And again, our goal for him is first of all to educate other people, and to really shine a light on this, because it's becoming much more prevalent, as the diagnosis becomes more clear, and so it's to shine a light on that, and to help others overcome the whatever embarrassment, the denial, whatever it is, but then also for him to help him really realize what God has intended for him, and how he can use this negative, you know, or this obstacle for good, and how he can there's a lot of things, we don't have time to talk about all that, but there's a lot of things that he doesn't have to deal with that the normal person does, and so how can we capitalize on that and help him be the best he can be?